Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna open a Secrets of Strixhaven bundle. If you like this kind of content, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And as with every bundle, we have 5 traditional foil and 5 regular full art lands, a 1 oversized spin down life counter, 9 play boosters, an alternative art Wisdom of Ages, and a Secrets of Strixhaven card box. So let's see what we get. Another try to open this perfectly. Ooh, that was smooth. Looks amazing. Like this added Planeswalker logo. I like when they do this to the Planeswalker logos. But unfortunately, there's none on the sides, which is kind of unfortunate comparing to the other bundles which have it. So I collect them and I have them displayed, and it's unfortunate that this one does not have it. So it's gonna be a bit off. Additionally, we have this leaflet. This is some wonderful art from Narendra Bintara Adi. I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. Let's put it on the side. We have this wonderful art on the sides. Wow. I kind of like this type of art, the Secrets of Strixhaven art. I'm not a huge fan of of this type of set, which is, I guess, quite heavily inspired by Harry Potter. And for some reason, this is not a tight fit. I don't know why, but the other ones have pretty good fit. I don't know if something's inside, but let's see. Compared to the other boxes, this feels a bit off. I'm gonna put this on the side. We have this lovely mahogany. I would call it mahogany. I don't know if it is. Die. I'm not a huge fan of the numbering. The color is a bit peeling. I don't know if they have different manufacturers for different markets, but I'm not a huge fan that we see this kind of peeling on the die. But it looks quite nice. I'm hoping that in the future they'll make alternative material dies, like a metal one or a wooden one. Right now, I think they're all plastic, from the same plastic, injection molded plastic. I'm not sure which particular plastic it is, but let's roll it. Nice 18. Put it on the side. We have our 9 play boosters with all these different types of art. 3, 6, 9. We're gonna take a look at the art later on, or maybe now. Why not now? We have this, this. I like so I'm gonna display the art, and you can better see it. I'm not in I'm not in huge love with the characters, but I like the art. Then we have, apologies, maybe we should put this here. We have these tip cards: attacking, blocking, how to cast spells, and on your turn, etc., etc. We can put this on the side. And then we have our promo, which hopefully I'll open it. Give me a second. I hope I don't have to go and take scissors. Oof, sorry. That was not planned. Let's open it like this and take a look at Wisdom of Ages. I like the foiling. I like how this blue is lighter than the darkness around it, and it really pops off into the light. So this is nice. I'm gonna put it on the side. As with every video, you can skip to the end to see all the rares and all the interesting cards I've opened, so you don't have to watch the whole video if you don't want to. Then we have this Spellcaster lands. Once again, not a huge fan of these lands where the primary thing is the symbol of the mana. This island looks super nice. I'm not a huge fan of those. I really like the ones that have a landscape in them, and like a John Avon land is something that I would prefer over this spellcaster lands. But that's just a preference. I know some people are really liking these. They look nice. And now we have the regular lands. There are two different kinds of each. So I'm gonna come in closer so you look at the art more. And it's very interesting that the art really pops off more on a non-foil land. So soon I'm gonna show you the non-foil. I like this art. I don't know whose art is here. Florian Herald. It's very nice. I like it. With the sun in the background. And then we have the forests. Very nice. And then we have the regular lands. So just to put it, I feel I see more detail in the regular land. So I'm not gonna show you these, but for example, this, if you compare it to the foil one, I think there's a lot of difference. Put this to the side as well, and we have these punch outs, the +1/+1. This is, I guess, to remember upkeep effects. Oh no, I think these are dividers. These are for the upkeep lands. And we have, so I think this is Emeritus of Ideation, the Ancestral Recall Emeritus. I have more counters, and this is the Green Emeritus, which I am blanking on the name right now. But nice cutout, as with every bundle. Let's put it here, and let's get into the packs. So we have 9 of these. We're hoping to pull one of the Emeritus, one of the Dragons, hopefully from the Mystical Archive, Force of Will. So fingers crossed, let's get into it. This set has a lot of good hits. I love these extra counters that they've put for being prepared, unprepared. But let's get into it. And I like this prepared mechanic. I think the cards which enter prepared are gonna be quite popular, especially if you're playing a blink deck. And I think these cards will be extra strong. Then we have, but honestly, I'm most excited about the Mystical Archive, and I'm opening them because of the Mystical Archive. I doubt that I'll collect all of the Mystical Archive cards, but some of them I hope to open, and if not, buy them later down the line. So we have Fractal Anomaly, we have Borrowed Knowledge, Skating Shadelock, Blazing Fireslinger. Like, for example, yeah, this is quite expensive, so it's a bit difficult, you know, to blink it. Also with red with white, it's a bit difficult, but I think this will be quite strong. And then into the first one, Together as One. Nice. And our first Mystical Archive, Sleight of Hand. Apologies. And then, ooh, nice. Another rare. A foil, Dina's Guidance. And then Fields of Strife as our land option. Amazing. Let's go on to the next one. Let's put this here. Second pack. Also, we're hoping to pull a special guest card, or even better, it would be to open a special guest card which has the Star Wars holo. So if you don't know, for some reason, some of the special guest cards have a Star Wars holo on the bottom. I don't know what happened. Maybe they mixed up a sheet. I doubt we're gonna see a Star Wars crossover. We might see a Star Wars Secret Lair, but I think it's gonna take some time to get there. I think Magic the Gathering needs to grow in popularity to get to the point where, and some people might say, yeah, Magic the Gathering is already quite popular. We have Marvel and things like that, but I think Star Wars, considering I think they still have their card game, and maybe they're thinking of having their card game again in the future, just to give out the IP like that. I think it might be difficult to get them on a Magic card. Personally, having Star Wars, I'm not super excited. I really enjoy the in-universe's properties compared to the universes beyond. but that's just my preference. So we have Thornfist Striker into a Prismari Charm. These charms are quite good, I think. Scolding Administrator, and then into Aziza Mage Tower Captain, into our Pick Your Poison Mystical Archive. The art is truly amazing. And then a foil Procrastinate. I have to be honest, I'm not a fan of these, what's the word? I don't know how to call these types of cards, where it's like a bit high school bullying cards, or not high school bullying, but like Procrastinate, or I think we're gonna open more of these. I am not a huge fan of making cards out of mundane things. So, and then we have the full art planes, and then an elemental token. So I'm not a huge fan. I don't know why Wizards of the Coast decides to do this, to make it more... there's a word for it, which I'm blanking on right now. But to make them a bit mundane. For me, Magic the Gathering is such a over-the-top fantasy strong game where you have strong abilities, strong creatures, and if everything feels super powerful. And then you have things like where they like heated argument. Fine, okay, they're fighting. That's interesting. But I hope I pull another one which proves my point. But I'm not a huge fan of these making Magic the Gathering feel less. It kind of makes Magic the Gathering feel less than it is to me. Then we have Abstract Paint Mage, Infirmary Healer, Inkshake Demonstrator, a Teacher's Pest. Okay, this is kind of interesting. Teacher's Pest. Into, nice. We have one of these Commander lands. Unless you can, no, I can't call them Commander lands. Apologies. So these are the lands that benefit if you benefit if you have 2 or more lands, which is quite nice. Into Duty Beyond That as our Mystical Archive. I was hoping to pull this card. I really like the art of it. I hope we pull also Japanese. I think we can. Not quite sure. But then, we have Tablet of Discovery as our foil. And then another land into an elemental token. So all of these points I'm making here, feel free to disagree with me. I'm happy to have a discussion, leave a comment. Also, I'm trying to improve my setup, add more lights. Soon I'm gonna improve my microphone. So if you have some feedback on what I should do, let me know. Today I'm trying something different. Let me know if you notice what I'm trying. But I'm hoping to make these videos fun to watch and also, fun to hear. And it's just videos where you can put in the background, and I don't want it to make them over the top, and you just enjoy a bit of Magic art, Magic unboxing, and we can have a nice little discussion. So we have Lumerit's Favor, Encouraging Aviator, another Tablet of Discovery, and then Westland Scavenger. So this creature enters prepared, build 7 cards, then put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield. This could be, I think this could be quite strong. And it's an instant. So imagine like someone's attacking you, you can just pull this off. It's going to be quite strong. Into Feed the Swarm as a Mystical Archive. Another card which I was hoping to pull just because of the art. And then a foil, Melancholic Poet. So as I said, this card kind of proves my point. Melancholic Poet. I don't know. And then a foil Form of Amity. And then an elemental token. That's it. On to pack number 5. I'm gonna have a small sip of water. Pack number 5. 5. Let's go. No mythics as of yet. I saw a lot of openings, and I saw that people were pulling at least 2 per bundle. So let's see if we have this much luck. In my previous video, if you watched it, 0 luck. Rotten luck, which is, it happens sometimes. That's part of the game of opening stuff. It is what it is. I'm not that much that I'm hunting for money value, so money return. It's nice, but I'm hoping to pull something which, excites me. I make these videos, I open these boxes. It's nice to get something great in money value wise, but if I open something which is just excites me, it's much better. So I have cards which are expensive, which I've opened, but I've never sold because I just want to keep them in my collection. So we have this is once again group project. I'm not a fan of this. A lot of people, look, I'm not saying that the mechanics are bad or the cards are bad by themselves. I just don't like this. The name, the art is fine. And then we have Mind Roots. The art, oof. I really like the art. Elliot Lang, very nice. Fractal Tender, into a flashback, rare. Target instance gains flashback until end of turn. Cool. It'd be insane if it allowed every single instant sorcery to have a flashback cost. Into a Return the Favor, Mystical Archive. Let's put that, and a foil Matter Bending Mage. And then a regular island and a fractal token. So as I was saying, I saw a lot of YouTube videos where they pull at least 2 mythics, and some people might say that, yeah, those are ambassador packs, bundles, products which Wizards of the Coast is intentionally rigging or setting up. I'm really on the fence of it. I'm not one of those people that says, Wizards of the Coast is doing something like this, because I've seen packs from these ambassador program creators, and they don't pull anything crazy. So I still haven't seen one of them pull a serialized card or something which is, I don't know, very insane. Paradox Surveyor as our first uncommon. Foolish Fate, Thunderdrum Soloist, Killian's Confidence, into a Tragedy Feaster, Tragedy Feaster as our first rare, and then Repel Calamity as our Mystical Archive. Once again, the art, it really does it for me. I mean, look how cute it is. I really, really like it. Into a foil Elite Interceptor. Apologies. And then a Titan's Grave with an elemental token. Let's flip this one actually, and we have a treasure token on the other side. I'm also going to MagicCon Amsterdam this year. So for some people that know and have been watching my videos, I'm based out of the Netherlands, and fortunately MagicCon is coming to Amsterdam this year, to Amsterdam. So MagicCon was in Amsterdam 2 years ago, and unfortunately I couldn't attend, even though I bought cards, something came up. But this year I'm 100% going, and I'm planning to put my camera like a body cam and film around and see some awesome things. Maybe get a few cards signed, talk with some people, just experience it. I've always wanted, since playing Magic, I've always wanted to go to a MagicCon, see how it is, and experience it. So we have a Strixhaven Sky Coach into a Molten Node, and then a Steering Honormancer into an Additive Evolution, and then our first mythic, the Emeritus of Truth. Nice. So we pulled one of the Emeritus. For some people, I think this. So of course, the Emeritus of Ideation is the big chase card mythic, and I think it's the most expensive one. But this one, some people say that it's the best one because it kind of helps you. So this thing doesn't enter prepared, but then if an opponent controls more creatures than you, this creature becomes prepared, and then you can exile a creature. It's nice because in Commander there are more opponents, and only one of them has to have more creatures than you. It's also a bit difficult to have less creatures in white because white kind of let's say most white decks, primarily white decks, are built on a lot of creature life gain tokens, etc., etc. But I think this card is quite powerful into a Zombify Mystical Archive. Once again, the art is just wow, and then a foil tackle artist. I mean, you can really see their inspiration from Harry Potter. They like even created a different game similar to Quidditch. I don't know what happened. I think they started building the set and building like a Harry Potter set. And then at some point, I think negotiations broke down. I think for some reason they didn't get the Harry Potter IP. So they were like, okay, quickly. Oh, Dinkling, this art is quite cool. They were like, oh, okay, let's switch. Let's make our own magic school lore. So this what's the word? This work we've done doesn't go to waste. Oh, very bad bend. Sorry, very bad pull. Let's go. And as I said, very excited about MagicCon. Hopefully, I play in a tournament or one or two. Let me know what I should do at MagicCon. Leave some comments. Let me know, and I will pay special attention to it. And then, yeah. Also, it's unfortunate. They're gonna give collector boosters for Marvel. I think during that MagicCon, Marvel will be the big set coming out. I'm hoping to get some secret layer stuff because secret layer stuff is super hard to get on the website. I've tried, but all the queuing and everything is just insane. So I'm hoping to get some secret layer and then I'll open it here. But let's see. So we have Simone's Experiment, Abstract Paint Mage, Inkshape Demonstrator, into an Arc of Hunger, then a Giant Growth. Oh my god, so cool. A Giant Growth, uncommon. I like this. I always like playing Giant Growth. And I like this art. And then a foil Bogwater Lamoret. And then a Spectacle Summit. And an Elemental Token. Okay. And last pack magic. So, if you've been following my channel this year, I leave one pack unopened. So when December rolls around, the end of the year comes, we're gonna do a summary of the year, and I'm gonna open one pack of every single set, and hopefully pull something great when we really test out if last pack magic is real or we pull nothing. So I'm gonna pause this video real quickly so I can scoop up all of the cards and then show you what I've pulled. So welcome back. Quickly, let's go through them. So we have Wisdom of Ages as our promo, and then Dina's Guidance as... So I think this was the first foil rare that we pulled. This was Sleight of Hand, the Mystical Archive. Together as One was the first rare. And then Pick Your Poison as the second booster Mystical Archive. Aziz's Mage Tower as the rare of that pack. Duty Beyond Death as the third booster Mystical Archive, Dreamroot Cascade as the rare of that pack, Feed the Swarm, Vastland Scavenger, Return the Favor, Flashback, Repel Calamity, Tragedy Feaster, Zombify, Emeritus of Truth as our mythic, very cool. No Star Wars symbol or holo, Giant Growth, Arc of Hunger, and that's our last rare. Very cool opening, very excited. I'm very happy with all the things that I got. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment, subscribe, leave a like, and see you in the next opening or the next video. Thank you, bye.